Hello and welcome to Healthy Mentality, Real Men, Real Talk. I'm your host, Charles, also known as RMZ. Thank you for being here tonight. If you haven't already, please take a moment to like and subscribe. Let's get this channel up to 5,000 subscribers. Now, I created this space because when I began my GLP-1 journey over 2 years ago, there weren't many men sharing their stories. I wanted to help change that, to create a voice and a platform for men coming after me. So this space is about more than GLP-1s. It's about normalizing men talking openly about their health, taking it seriously, both physically and mentally. It's about accountability, growth, and supporting one another, because I believe iron sharpens iron. Sorry, just a moment. Now, just a quick disclaimer before we get started. I am not a healthcare professional, and neither is my guest. Nothing shared here is medical advice. We're simply sharing our personal experiences and perspectives. Please consult your healthcare team before making any changes to your treatment or routine. And at the end of the show, we'll have a live Q&A. If you have questions, please drop it in the comments and start it with QQQ so I can easily find it. With that said, please join me in welcoming tonight's guests. Gary, welcome to the show. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, Charles. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. How about
Thank you.
yourself?
Doing good. Thanks. You want to give a quick introduction of yourself?
Yes, I'm Gary. I live in a suburb of Illinois, about 30 minutes, south suburbs, about 30 minutes from Chicago. I'm 50 years old, just turned 50 on the 7th. And I started my weight loss journey on May 18th, 2024.
Well, welcome, Gary. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so
I appreciate it.
May 18th, 2024. What made you start Zepbound?
Well, what happened was, um, I, for some reason, you don't really realize that you're overweight until one you look at yourself in the mirror and you're going, "Wow, something's not right." And then your health things start adding up. So my legs were swelling up. I didn't know why. Um, just different things. Found out I had lymphedema. And so I just got tired of being overweight. So I went to the doctor. I heard about Wegovy. I didn't even know about Zepbound. I heard about Wegovy. So I went to my doctor. She said, I don't know if you'll be, I don't know if you can get that. I don't know if your insurance will approve it. I said, huh? I didn't know anything about being approved for the insurance. She said, yeah. Do you work for the state? No. She said, well, most of the time, only my patients are only approved uh, if they work for the state. Oh, really? So she said, why don't you just get the surgery? I got a little offended. I never had surgery before, the weight loss surgery. Why would I want weight loss surgery? So I went home. I said, I'm not getting surgery. Talked to my wife about it. She said, there's nothing wrong with that. I said, nah, no thanks. And one day I was on Instagram and I saw somebody had got the weight loss surgery, the sleeve.
Yeah.
I said, okay, maybe I will get it. I'm tired of being overweight. Had enough. Um, let me look into it. Did my research, watched hours and hours and hours of YouTube, Google, you name it. Looked into it. So talked to my doctor. Um, they referred me to the surgeon. I was approved. So okay, I'm gonna get that. Everything, got the date and everything, and found out when they did the test, the labs, I have hypothyroidism. Didn't know what that was. So they told me we can't let you have surgery with your thyroid levels up. What? So I was really down. I was really disappointed. I had everything set to get to sleep. Uh, Decided, okay, I'll just work on my levels. But then one day I was watching YouTube as usual. And I saw a young lady, she was talking about the shots. She was doing compound. I didn't know anything about it. So I said, she said she went through a telehealth company. So I researched that, found a telehealth company, um, and the nurse practitioner said, hey, let's try Zepbound. I said, what is that? She told me about Zepbound. I said, okay, let's try it. I was all for it. I just wanted the weight off. I wasn't afraid of a shot, surgery, anything. So I did my research, went, checked, did my labs. Well, I did my labs. So I always go to the doctor. Sent over my labs to her, had to have another appointment with her. Uh, she sent it to my insurance. I was approved. I was so excited. And then I didn't know anything about this weight. It was a shortage. I didn't know anything about that. But luckily, the Walmart around my house never had a shortage. Put the prescription in. I got it. I put it in the refrigerator because it was kind of late that day. I put it in the refrigerator. The next morning, on a Saturday, I took it, and my whole life changed after that.
Yeah.
That day, my whole life changed. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
It was,
I believe you.
yeah. It was totally different. The medication just it did something to me immediately. So while I was waiting, but I forgot to say, I'm sorry. Before I was waiting and had my next appointment, I saw some carnivore diet. So I did that for a week and lost 7 pounds. Sure, it was water weight, but hey, I didn't care at that time. So I lost 7 pounds, and then I started the next week when I got the box of Zepbound, and things started moving fast. And so, and what made it easier for me, my wife had just had surgery, and she was doing her weight loss surgery. I hope, I know she's watching, and I don't want to tell her business. She's private, but she had her weight loss surgery, so we were both going through the journey. She taught me a lot how to weigh my food, track my food, and we were doing it together. She had
Yeah.
had through surgery a few weeks before I started Zepbound, and we were doing it together, and it just started working for me.
I love it when couples on these kind of journeys together. That makes it a whole lot
Yes,
um, easier because there's accountability between the
yes,
two of you.
yes,
So you started
absolutely. It did.
at 317, right? You were at 317 when you started.
Yes,
Yeah. And did you tell
yes,
people
yes,
that you were starting or that you were on the medication, or did you keep it private for a while?
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I told anybody who listened because that first time, um, it just it started working. I'm like, this is working. I got to tell people about this,
Yeah.
and anybody that listens. So my wife and I, we had a thing. We were going to let people know anything because people were going to ask once they saw the weight just falling off of us. They were going to start asking anyway. And I'm an open book. I don't hide anything. I wasn't ashamed. I didn't have to. I wasn't afraid to take a shot. No, I was ready. I was
Yeah.
ready to make that move because I do a lot of research. And once I do, and I do a lot of research, my mind made up. I don't care. So anybody will listen. I told them
Man after my own heart with that research. I love that. So
yes,
at what dose did you feel the most
you were a
suppression?
part of my research.
I appreciate that.
um, at what? So I would say 2.5 and 10.
Yeah.
2.5 just blew me away because it just it was different. It was different. I've never had anything like that work for me so fast. So 2.5, I would definitely say it started working immediately, and
What was 10 the
definitely
highest
say
dose?
the next level was 10.
Was 10 the highest dose you got to?
It was it was for a long time, for over a year, and then I had got some extra medication. I started stockpiling, so I didn't want to waste it. So 15 is the highest now as of last month.
And is that your maintenance dose? That's what you're using on maintenance, 15?
Now I'm just using because I have it. I'm just
Yeah.
being honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm using it because I have it. I don't want to waste anything, so I kind of spread them out now.
Okay. How long are you going in between
Yeah,
injections? Like 10, 14 days or something like that? Or once a month?
yeah, 14,
Okay.
14. Yeah, yeah. Especially with the 15. Now with the 10, just 7 days.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that you track your macros and your calories. Is that something that you still do?
Like clockwork,
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
every day. I still do the exact same thing I did May 18th, 2024. I do it today. Um, I have to change some things up, um, but I still do it every day. And I feel weird if I'm out of town or there's a barbecue or an outing and I can't. I feel a little weird, a little guilty because I'm
Yeah.
used to doing it. But that's something I worked on that I'm getting a little better at. But I track everything.
And
I think that's what helped me the most.
what are you trying to hit calorie wise and protein wise?
It used to be one. In the beginning, it was 200 protein wise. Um, Calorie wise, it was 22 to 2,500, and now I'm in maintenance. Been in maintenance for over a year now. I try to at least get 26 to 3,000. Not easy,
Yeah.
not easy at all. Not gonna sit here and lie and say I get that all the time. Protein, as of this week, I just started going down on my protein because I found out I was doing way too much protein.
Okay. Now,
So I have to bring that down.
what are you targeting now?
Right now, I'm going to go for 90 to 100
Okay. Okay. Now, were
because,
you?
and we'll talk because of my kidneys.
Yeah. Now, were you working out before you started taking the injection? No.
No, that's another thing. So what? When I started, it was walking. I watched a few videos where everybody was walking and just said walk, walk. So my wife and I, we were walking. When it got cold, we were walking in the house. We were walking in pace. It was just walking 10,000 or 12,000 steps every day, every day. I didn't start working out until I would say the second month. That's when I started working out, really going hard at it. But I still, to this day, 10 to 12,000 steps or more every day, every day. I have a walking pad in my living room. And if I'm watching YouTube, which most of the time I'm doing, or a TV show, I'm walking.
Now,
But I work out 4 times a week.
four times a week, and how is that different
Sorry.
than when you were actively trying to lose weight? Was it still four, and did you, or was it five or six
Uh,
days a week then, and now you're down to four?
it was a lot of times it was 5 times a week. And I just had to start trimming it down because my wife told me you're doing a little too much. Bring it down a notch. Because but I have to keep my body moving.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with it where I just like to work out. And I haven't been to the gym one day. I have workout equipment in my home. I have my own home gym and I buy equipment, it seems like every other month, new equipment. And I just work out. I like working out. I like working out. I like the feeling. Um, it just makes me feel good. So right now, I toned it down to 3 or 4 times a week.
And how do you think that helped with your body composition during your journey and maintaining it
It
now?
helped a lot.
Yeah.
It helped a lot. It helped a lot. And I would say because now we built, at first I was getting a little skinny where people could tell I was losing a lot of weight. But now I'm at 180 and people tell me all the time, you don't look 180. So now more muscles are coming in, getting a little more muscular. It helped that way instead of just looking real skinny.
Yeah.
So uh, I like to do that because I don't want to look too skinny.
Yeah. So
So
are you
I want to
supplementing?
look lean.
Are you supplementing like
Yes,
doing
yes.
creatine or something like that to?
Well, creatine I can't because of my kidney,
Yeah.
so no creatine at all. I do take supplements every day. Vitamin D, B12, vitamin B12, D3, magnesium, turmeric, and probiotic.
Okay.
And I take my fiber every morning with my tea, been a fiber.
Okay. So there's a lot of parallels between our journeys. So we started around the same time. We
Yeah,
had great success on the journey, and then in the middle of it, we get hit with a diagnosis, the big C word.
yes.
So, how did you find
Yes.
out you had renal carcinoma?
I found out my doctor said, hey, there's a lot of protein in your urine. We need to get that checked. And they were checking and checking. Um, Went to my urologist, and they said they see a cyst, a small cyst. They said it could be cancer, might not. So they had me run some. Okay, they said come back in 6 months. My nephrologist, a young lady, young, great. She's great. I always say she helped save my life. Um, she saw it and she said, you know what? And she's younger than me, young. She's in her 30s. She said, nope. You know what, Mr. Gross? That's I believe that's cancer. I've had a lot of cases like yours. That's cancer. Let's just get that removed. Let's get it removed, and we can take it from there. And I said, nah, I don't know. The urologist said it wasn't cancer. Went in, the urologist did the tests, found out it was cancer. But he said, hey, that's okay. It's a small tumor. We get it removed. There's a small possibility it would come back. So let's just get it removed. They scheduled me, I would say, in another month to get it removed. Uh, I was a little nervous, but luckily my wife calmed me down and stood by me and just let me know, hey, we're going to get through this. Family, my mother, my brother stood by me and just said, it's okay. We're going to get through this. And before you know it, in May, actually right around my year of taking Zepbound, that's when I had surgery to get it
Right.
removed. So everything was good. Surgery went well. And as of, I would say, the end of last year, they checked, no cancer. No cancer, didn't spread or anything, so it's been removed. And hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, great news, and we gonna name that it's not gonna come back. We claiming that right now. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, absolutely. Thank you.
yeah. So you're doing all these things to change your health outcomes. You started GLP
Yeah.
one. You're working out 5 times a week. You're losing weight, improving your health. What is it like after doing all of that to get that news that you have cancer?
You know, in the beginning, I really didn't even have time to be scared or worried because everything was moving so fast.
Hmm.
Um, I was just ready to just go take care of it. I wanted it removed. Um, I was nervous, but luckily I had a urologist and a nephrologist who said, it's okay. We've seen this case a lot of times. You're going to be fine. Uh, we're going to get this taken care of. And that helped a lot, especially it's all when you have a medical staff that's supportive, family that's supportive.
Yeah,
That's the best part.
yeah,
And so praying, prayer works. So praying every day and um, just having my family talk to me and help me out. It helped ease my worries, but I was worried.
yeah.
And I'm still worried today. I still get a little nervous. I forget about it, and then somebody will remind me, and I say, "Oh yeah, yeah, okay." But I
Yeah.
try not to even think about it anymore. That's why I just try to do the best I can to keep my health up, and just try to do the best I can. That's all I can say, and pray on it.
Absolutely. Now, I was on Paul's show last night. Um, if you haven't checked that out, please check it out. And I mentioned him. I felt that
Yeah,
it put me in fighting shape. Do you feel the same way that peeing on a GLP one helped get you
absolutely,
ready for the fight?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that because my brother said, "Hey man, you being on that medication and you losing the weight and changing the way you think and changing your health, I think that's what helped you do during the time where you had to have surgery and things like that. I believe that helped you.
Yeah.
And I really believe it did. I believe if I still was 317 pounds, I would have been a lot more, well, I would say I would have been more nervous
Yeah.
because, like I told you earlier, it was just a lot of health issues coming that just was thrown at me all at once. And it was making me nervous. But seeing that how my body had changed and the things that I had working out, things that I see that my body can go through, that helped. That helped a lot. It did
Yeah.
put me in fight mode.
Yeah. Now, what was recovery like after that? And did you have to stop the medication for a period of time?
For 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and I gained just a little bit of weight after surgery. I'd say about 15. That time, I remember I was exactly 185 pounds. The day of surgery, I was 185. I got up to 95 after surgery. You know, everything was, everything was still in you. But I would say, oof, after 2 weeks, I was back to normal. Um, it took me a couple of weeks to recover, just being in bed. Um, but I would say in about a week, I was up trying to do things. I would say the hardest thing was not being in. That was the hardest thing for me. They they told me, no, you got some time. You can't do any of that. So, and just worrying about gaining the weight back. That was the hard part, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The the pain and everything. I really didn't have much pain after that.
That's good. That's good. What do your labs look like now? Everything's good on that front?
Oh man, that's the great part. As a matter of fact, I just had my nephrologist appointment last week, and she said my numbers are looking like it's my chronic kidney disease remission. So I'm excited about that. Um, my blood pressure is, oh, I haven't had the blood pressure levels that I haven't had that in years. Normally now my blood pressure is 110 over 63, maybe 109, sometimes a little lower than that. Um, but my blood pressure is great. Um, Cholesterol, lipid, everything looks great. My triglyceride, everything looks really good now. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. Love that. That's
The
great
weight is
news.
okay to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So you mentioned before that before you even started all this, you were diagnosed with hypothyroidism. How do you think that impacted your health, your weight, um, over your lifetime? Do you know how long you may have had it?
I don't. That's the thing. I just found out right before I was going to go for the surgery, and they couldn't tell me how long I had it, but I just and they told me, hey, it can do this, and that could be a part of the weight gain. That could be one of the major parts of the weight gain. And I look back, I'm going, wow, did it? Did it? I just thought, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know that obesity was a disease. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about hypothyroidism until they started telling me, and I look back and I think it did have some. Um, it might have had some, and which I know it did. Some of my weight gain, but it just seems like as soon as I start now, I do take medication for it that
Yeah.
actually helps as well. So that helps. Uh, but I believe with the GOP, with Zepbound, that helped a lot. That helped
Yeah.
a lot with the inflammation. The cravings, it was. I'm thankful for it.
And how long were you fighting or obesity? Was it something that you dealt with most of your life, or did it come on at some point?
No, I would say I didn't start gaining weight until my 30s.
Okay.
I tell people a story all the time. I used to be in banking. I used to be in banking for 11 years. Um, and a gentleman told me in my 20s, he said, Gary, you're skinny now, but I guarantee you, as soon as you hit 30, that's when the weight's going to start coming on. And as soon as I turned 30, that's when the weight started coming on. And it was just, but you never really know. You don't know because you're eating the same thing, um, you're doing the same thing. Now I know I from playing basketball, being more active, to lounging around, eating more. So I would say 30. When I turned 30, that's when the weight started coming on. As a kid, I was skinny. I was a skinny kid. Even as in my 20s, I was skinny.
Yeah.
It really came in my 30s.
Interesting. So you mentioned
So
your. Go ahead. You
I would
mentioned that you.
say 30s,
Sorry.
and then I would say 40, 47. 47 is when it really, I said, okay, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand.
You mentioned that you're taking medication for your hypothyroidism. Is it has that been able to be adjusted down
Yes,
since you've been on Zepbound?
yes, 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 it has. That the dosage just went down on that. Also, and my blood pressure medication. The only reason I'm still taking blood pressure medication is for my kidneys.
Okay.
So I might have to be taking that for a while for the kidneys. But other than that, everything has been lowered.
And what advice would you give men that are struggling with hormonal and metabolic issues?
Oh, now you're talking. We all know men who, such as myself for a while, I was the same way. We didn't really look at ourselves being overweight. It wasn't a big deal. For me, I just thought, hey, I look intimidating. I like being big. I didn't want to be overweight, but I liked having a little size because you know, I liked looking intimidating sometimes.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you're going, this is too much. This is too much. But now I tell anybody I will listen, and you have to go to the doctor. That's one thing about me. Even during my weight gain, I've always gone to the doctor. Always. Now I might not have been listening to him, but I've always gone to the doctor because I've always wanted to know. I was never one of those men that didn't want to know. I wanted to know if there was something going on in my body. I need to know and I want to know. So I've always preached about men should go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You're not a coward. It's nothing to be afraid of. Actually, that's the thing to do. That's the brave thing to do because you're doing it for your family. First yourself, then for your family. You want to be there for your family. So I've always told any man that come across me, get your labs, get checked out, go to the doctor. I don't care if you feel something on your neck, you feel something on your arm, feel anything that feels uncomfortable or out of the ordinary, go to the doctor because I'm going to the doctor.
Louder for the people in the back.
Go to the doctor,
Yeah.
please.
All right. In your opinion, what was harder, losing the 137 or maintaining where you are?
Oh, oh, hands down maintenance,
Yeah.
hands down. Um, the the weight loss, just like you, that's how I know because I watched
Mhm.
every video you had going through your journey.
Yeah.
The weight was going fast. I was losing. I averaged because I have it on a couple of apps that I would every day I would go on the scale. Sadly, to say I still check the scale every day. Um, I would check and it would show my average was 3 to 4 pounds a week. So, like I said, I was eating right.
Yeah.
I was doing what I like to do. So the weight wasn't the problem. Maintenance, that was the tough part.
Yeah.
My original weight, my original goal was 220. That was my original goal, 220. And what I learned, you can't keep doing the same thing. You can't keep doing the same thing that you were doing to lose the weight. You have to adjust. And I wasn't adjusting at all. I was terrible at adjusting. So the weight kept going. It just kept going. So once I hit 199, I'm like, whoa, I got to slow this down. And then um, it was hard. It was hard. It was hard. It took a while.
There's something about the
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
220s. There's something about the 220s. It seems like every man wants to get to 220s. I was trying to get to
Yes,
225.
yes. I know. I know. I remember. I remember. And and I tried. I tried, and I stayed at 220 for about, I think it was a week. I stayed at 220, and it just, I'll never forget the day. My wife and I, one morning, and I weighed myself, and I got to 199, and we looked at each other, and I said, "Oh no, I'm at 199. I wasn't trying to go this far down. Whoa, whoa!" And then it just kept on. And finally, at 185, I said, "That's it." Because you start watching and reading
Yeah.
things and being lean, and I got a little obsessed with being lean and trying to see my abs. So I kept going. But now I would say, ooh, since out of hospital, it's been 180. I've been 180, just steadily there. Do now. So
You're looking good at
it
180.
was a struggle.
Yeah.
Thank
What
you. I
what
appreciate it.
Absolutely. What mental shift took place once you hit maintenance?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still not. It's still a little like a dream where you've been overweight for so long, and it's still only been a year, a little bit over a year and a half. So it's still like a dream to me, and I'm not quite there where sometimes you're uncomfortable, you don't know. So it's still a mental challenge for me because I don't want to get smaller. But then if I gain a little bit, I don't want to be bigger now because I like
Yeah.
where I am now. I like where I am now. I just want to build muscle. So the mental state is still a kind of a struggle for me um, because you see things where I think I can improve a little bit
Yeah.
on this. I can improve on that, and so you're still in that mode. I'm out of weight
Yeah.
loss mode now. Now it's something else where I'm in um, muscle building mode.
Yeah.
So it's a little different now. Yeah,
And what habits are you focusing on to keep you from regaining?
eating, getting more calories in. Number one, getting more calories in. Um, Changing the way I work out. Um, it hasn't changed much. I like to go a little hard, but I would say my main goal every day is make sure I get my calories in. Now, I try to get at least 2,600, like I said earlier, 2,600 to 3,000. I know once I hit that 3,000, I'm going to go up a pound or two or stay where I am. So that's my main goal now. Uh, my calories. That's what I focus on the most.
Now, offline, you mentioned to me that you had a number of men in your family that passed away in the last 5 years. How did that shape your
Yes,
mindset on this journey?
tremendous. Um, all the men on my father's side, I'm sorry, on my mother's side, um, as of the last 3 months, uh, I no longer have uncles. They all passed away. So during that time, my uncle, who he wanted to be on Zepbound as well, uh, and we talked about it, and unfortunately, he passed away from cancer, and he really wanted to do that. And my other uncle, he passed away. So it changes your mind where you want to be healthy, where that's
Yeah,
all I'm thinking is I just want to be healthy. That's my main goal. Weight loss was great, but what's inside is what I'm focused on now. And that has changed. Like I told you, I've had a family member who passed away who was in his 50s, and that really hurt. Passed away in his sleep,
yeah,
and that hurt. So and that's another reason why you asked, what would I say to men? Please, please get checked out.
yeah,
Please go to the doctor. I tell my brothers this all the time. I have three brothers. I don't want to be preachy because I don't want people to say, "Oh, now he's lost and now he's into his journey. Now he wants to force it on us." I don't want to be that guy, but I also want my family and friends to be with me. I
yeah,
want them to live longer as well, and people that I've met online. If I can do it, trust me, because this guy here was eating junk every day, all day,
yeah,
every day, all day. I wasn't eating good at all. I had terrible eating habits, terrible. I didn't work out. I it was eating, working, and sleeping,
yeah,
eating, working, and sleeping, and being with my family. That was it. So, and I saw, and I think in my mind, did I make my by me eating so much because I don't drink, I don't smoke, never done drugs, um, but I ate a lot.
yeah,
I ate a lot. I ate, and I think back, I question myself all the time. By me eating and not doing anything and not taking care of myself, even when the doctors were telling me the things that I should do, did I make more? Did I help myself, or did I make things worse for myself as far as my health goes? Did I do that to my kidneys? And I know I didn't. I know my nephrologist said no, that was nothing that had anything to do with that. But in the back of your mind, you think I could have did something a little better to make things a little better for myself if I would have took it serious.
yeah.
And I don't
You
want
know,
other men.
I I
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know exactly where you're coming from because I had that same thought. Did I cause my prostate cancer? Because I know there's
Right.
a
Yeah.
correlation between obesity and prostate cancer and other types of cancer. So
Yeah.
I think that's just
Right. Right.
a normal thing that you think about. Did I do this to myself?
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
feel you on that for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you ask, as far as the mental go, that's a part of that I have to fight with all the time. Did I do this to myself?
yeah,
Was it my fault? Did
yeah,
I do this? Maybe if I wasn't eating so bad and eating those and putting those things in my body, maybe I wouldn't have those issues that I've been going through. So that's something that I have to work with myself all the time.
yeah. All right. From your point of view, why do we as men wait so long to address symptoms?
I'm gonna be honest with you. We think that things can't happen to us. A lot of us had, so I would say in high school, college, in our younger adult years, we were the man. We played sports. Nothing can harm us. Nothing can hurt us. We nothing. But we don't realize that inside there's things going on in there.
Yeah.
And you can't beat everything. So I think a lot of men feel they're untouchable. I did. I definitely did. I felt I was untouchable. But no, no, you're not. As you can see through the world now, so many people passing away with heart attacks, and I've I've had a few friends that died of hypertension.
Yeah.
These things can be avoidable.
Yep.
These things are avoidable. They can be avoided, and it's we have to take responsibility for ourselves. We have families that love us, so we have to take care of ourselves.
Absolutely. That's 100% right there. Absolutely. And I love that answer because, like you said, when we're younger, we have this air of invincibility. We can do anything, nothing can
Yeah.
take us down. And we carry some of that with
Yes.
us into adulthood. And
Yes.
uh, we're not that young kid anymore.
Absolutely.
I can't get up and go run a 40 without stretching
No.
today. So I'm not.
No. No. No.
I'll be in the emergency room real
No. How
quick.
about I'm not even trying to run a 40?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. All right, Gary, who are you today at 180 that you weren't at 317?
Confident, more confident,
Yeah.
a lot more confident. I've always been confident in myself. Never cared what people thought about me. Um, never, never cared. But I've noticed the more gait, the more weight I start gaining, I lost a little bit of confidence. I lost a little bit of confidence. I didn't like taking too many pictures. If I did, it would be in certain angles. Um, I'm gonna
Hmm.
be honest with you. My thing that I would tell my wife all the time, uh, I noticed my head was huge. And I know my wife was laughing because she said, "Hell, you still got a big head." But my head was really big. And it was the hats. I couldn't fit any hats. I would try on hats and things. And that really started bugging me. And I know it's a small, but it really started bugging me. I can't believe I'm saying this. But it really started bugging me. And I'm like, my face was a lot bigger and it was really getting to bother me. And I was losing my confidence
Yeah.
in my looks and the way I like to dress and the way I would dress. Now, oh no, 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 no. I'm very confident in who I am. Um, I, I've always had my confidence there, but now I feel like okay, I can walk through the door and not look so bloated and things like that. So I'm confident, more confident. Let me say that. I've always been confident, but I'm even more confident now.
Yeah. Well, what Jay Z say? I guess I got my swagger back. 100.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes.
Let's look at some of your before and afters. So what size were you there on the left?
And I don't know why I was frowning there. On the left, that was, I would say, I think that was the third month of being on Zepbound. So I believe I was 260 around that time, 260 something around that time. And yeah, and now that's recent picture. I'm 180. That's 180.
Yeah, you can see the definition definitely toned up there.
Yeah, yeah.
What
That
about
on the left, that was 2018, I believe. I was three. I was 307, I believe. I went in my mic chart and looked at some times my weight when I went to the doctor. So I believe I was around 308 or 309 right there on the left. And
And
of
that,
course, that was just Christmas on the
this,
right.
yeah,
So
okay. So about 180 there.
yeah, 180 there. Yep.
Yeah, looking good. All right.
Thank you.
So, some rapid fire questions. Favorite high protein meal?
Okay. I would say stir fry with the shrimp and steak. Yes,
That sounds good. Your go-to
with a
workout?
side of yogurt. With a side of yogurt.
Side of yogurt, okay.
Go to
Your,
workout. Yes. Let's see. Pull ups. I would say pull ups, chin ups, and dips.
okay.
I'm gonna do that all the time.
What was your hardest week on your GLP-1 journey, if you can recall?
Hardest week. It was right in the middle. I don't know. It was for 2 weeks straight. I was gaining. I was gaining weight. And it wasn't a lot. It was like a pound, and it would go off. And it was just 2 weeks straight where I wasn't losing anything. Wasn't losing, and it was freaking me out. I'm like, wait, what happened here? What's going on? This is not the norm. Everything has been going pretty good.
Yeah.
And for 2 weeks straight, it just stopped. And then it just after that, it just revved back up.
Okay. All right. What's one lab marker that you're absolutely proudest of?
Ooh, I would definitely say, um, I would definitely say for my kidneys, I would, um, I would definitely say my kidneys labs, seeing how everything is uh, going back to normal, and almost in remission. So I would definitely say that's my number one. But my number two, close followed by closely following behind it, my blood pressure. I've had
Okay.
high blood pressure for so long, and to see that always down, I love it. I love it.
That's great. And what's one thing that you wish you knew before you started?
Um, a couple of things actually. I'm sorry. Being in a caloric deficit, I knew nothing about that. My wife taught me about that, and then doing some research about it. Um, that's I think things would have been a lot different if I would have learned how to be in a caloric deficit, portion size meals, and learning more about protein.
Okay. All right. I got one final question for you before we go to the chat, but I just want to remind the chat if you have a question, now's the time. If you haven't done it already, now's the time to put your question into the chat. Please put 3 Qs in front of it before so I can easily filter and find it. But Gary, if a man is watching this right now that's over 300 pounds, he's scared, he's on the fence, he's having symptoms, what would you say to him?
I would definitely say, take it, do it. Talk to your family, talk to them, let them know what you're doing, but do not be afraid. The things, all the fear mongering that you hear online, things that you read about the side effects, think about the real side effects that you will have being obese or having obesity. Think about the things that come with that. Think about your health issues. Think about the diseases that come with that. Think about things that come with obesity. Don't be afraid. If I can do it, I tell people this all the time. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah,
Do not be afraid. You have this. You got this.
that's a great word. All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see here. First, I want to give a shout out to Jerlene. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right, first question comes from Grant. You mentioned your kidneys, Gary. I joined late, so what kind of kidney troubles have you had, diabetes related?
I didn't have diabetes. I have chronic kidney disease, and I had renal carcinoma, where there was a tumor, a cancer tumor on my kidneys. So I had to have my kidneys partially removed, and I had to have that removed, the cancer removed. So now I still have chronic kidney disease, but my numbers are looking better. So that's pretty much what I have now: chronic kidney disease, not diabetes, but we're working on it.
All right, next question is from Purple Bellflower. Shout out to Purple Bellflower. Thanks for joining us. Are you saying maintenance is hard due
Yes,
to trying to find your balance? I'll let you answer first.
absolutely, absolutely. That was the hard part for me, is finding my balance. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be doing what I was doing in the beginning when I was 300 pounds compared to when I was 200 pounds. So that was the tough part for me, trying to get that balance. That was the hardest part. Losing the weight wasn't as hard because I was just doing the same thing, eating the same thing, doing the same thing every day. Maintenance, you got to switch it up.
Yeah,
At least for me, I had to switch it up.
yeah, and I agree. For me, it was I knew how to lose weight. My problem was being able to stay
Yeah,
consistent because of my body issues due to my football career. Uh, the medication helped with the inflammation in
yeah,
that regard, and fighting the food noise and getting frustrated and having to stop and start and stop and start and all of that. But once the medication
yes,
allowed me to keep
yeah,
going, losing the weight was easy. But once I got the maintenance, it was
absolutely.
trying to find the right levers to pull. How much do I work out?
Yeah,
What dose should I be on to not lose weight, but also control food noise and get the right amount of appetite suppression so I can get the right number of calories in.
yes,
Um, how often should I dose? Should I do it every 7 days? Should I do it 10 days? Should I do it 14 days? Trying to figure
yes,
those things out. And then it's the mind shift of especially for me, because I'm a competitive guy coming from a sports background. I'm on the scale every day trying to
yes,
make sure it's going down. So when you see it going, remaining flat or
yes,
going up a little bit, it's a little different you have to shift your
yes,
mind. So that's a challenge in itself. So
yes.
that's my answer on that. Good question, Purple Bellflower.
You know what, Charles? Great question.
Yeah,
You know what, Charles? And I'm glad you said that. That was the thing, which I still do. I still get on the scale. It's just for me, just to watch. I like data
yeah,
and I like to know where I am. But I would get on in the morning before I go to bed because, and I know that's a lot. I know it's a little obsessive, but I like to know where I am. I like to know my numbers. And I think that's what helped me the most because I knew my numbers. I'm an insurance broker, so you know your numbers, your sales, and that's how I am on the scale. And I'm
yeah,
still the same way.
yeah. I saw this question out of the corner of my eye. I didn't have the Q on it, so I just went back to it because I saw it when I looked over. How do you settle into maintenance mode? And this is kind of related to the previous question from Purple Bellflower.
I would say, how do you settle into it? Um, that's another thing. Looking at your numbers. For me, I like to track. I like to track everything. Um, I like to weigh my food. I like to know what I'm eating. I like to know, okay, if I'm here, I know, like even for now, I know if I hit 3,000 calories, I'm gonna go up a pound or two. I know that. I've done it so many times, and if I get between 26 to 2,800, my body is gonna stay that same weight the next day. Maybe a couple of ounces up or down, it's gonna stay the same. So me is just keeping my numbers, knowing my numbers. That's how I settled into maintenance mode because after a while, you know your body.
Yeah.
You know your body when you're doing this and you're working out and eating. You know your body. You know how to get into the maintenance. You'll get used to it.
Good answer. Good question, Kevin. Appreciate you. All right, next up is
Yes,
from Rita.
absolutely.
What stage was your kidney issue? Would you say the GLP-1 is solely responsible for getting you in remission?
No, I wouldn't say it's solely responsible because there's some other medication that I take, such as Jardiance. Jardiance helped a lot. Um, what stage I was in the beginning stage, so it never like right now. Not. I'm not even at stage 2 right now. Um, so it was beginning stage, and hopefully I don't go any further. Now the GLP-1 definitely helped. It definitely helped. Helped with the inflammation, um, the leg swelling, things like that. It definitely helped. That's why I tell people all the time, and I didn't say that yet, but I'm never getting off of GLP-1 unless there's something else comparable to it. I'm taking the medication for life.
Thanks for that
So I
question,
wouldn't say
Rita.
it's responsible, but I would say it helped.
Great question. Thanks, Rita. All right, Travel Techie wants to know tips on breaking plateau. Also, congrats on achieving success health journey. Did you ever stumble across a
Thank
plateau?
you. I appreciate it. I really didn't. Just that 2 weeks, I thought it was a plateau, but I never really had that issue. I've heard people talk about it, but I never really had that issue. Um, Now, a lot of family and friends that are on a GLP-1 that are going through the plateau, and I know I keep preaching this. I say, look at your numbers. How much are you eating? Look at your calories.
Yeah,
I always say, track your food. I always go back to track your food because that's what helped me.
yeah,
I always notice if I ate a little too much or did things, had too many calories, or sometimes even more, too much protein can take you. And also, before I forget, the more you lose weight, you're going to have to change your numbers. You're going to have to go down. TDEE calculator helped me a lot because I would go back to see, do I need to go down? Do I need to change some things? And you might have to change some things if you're in a plateau. You might have to eat a little more. You have to eat a little bit less.
yeah. Great answer. And I would also ask what is defined as a plateau, because some people will say that they're in a plateau after a week or two. I think general consensus is like
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
6 weeks to 8 weeks with no movement. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and are you in a plateau even at that point? Is your body composition changing? Because your muscle, if you're
Right.
putting on muscle,
Yes.
your muscle is leaner than the fat. So you may be losing inches, gaining muscle and dropping fat. So those are things you have to consider as well. But what you
Absolutely.
said as well is also at the fundamental part of that. Make sure you're getting your nutrients in right, your calories in right. Track what you're eating. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Good
Yes.
question, Travel Techie. All right, my girl Grace. As someone with CKD, how do you balance high protein weight loss advice with protecting your kidney function?
I'm gonna be honest with you, losing grace. I just actually just started um, down on my protein. Found out I was eating too much protein, and I believe my numbers would have been a lot better if I didn't have so much protein. I literally just found out this week, yesterday to be exact, because I was so into this this not losing muscle. I didn't want to lose muscle, gain muscle. I didn't lose muscle, so I was listening to people that were bodybuilders or things like that. So I was getting a little too much protein. Um, so now I know, I'm just finding this out. So Grace, work with me. I'm
Yeah.
just finding out that high protein is not good for me, but it worked for as far as me losing weight. It really helped.
I think you said you cut your target in half, right? You went from 200, from a 200 gram target to a 100
Yes,
gram target.
yeah,
Yeah.
150. I was 150 to 200, and now I'm down. I'm trying to get to 100. I'm trying to, but I eat so many foods that I'm used to with so much protein. I cut it down to 100.
Great question, Grace. Uh,
Yeah.
Next question is also from Grace. What was the hardest mental battle, cancer or weight loss?
Um, be honest, that's a great question, Grace. Um, I definitely cancer because I felt, wow, I did all this work and worked on myself and finally got myself together, and I have renal cancer. I didn't even know anything about renal carcinoma. I didn't know. Now I have cancer inside me. I have a chronic kidney disease. So I would definitely, it was the cancer.
Another great question, Grace. All right, next up is Jamila. Jamila wants to know, with your kidney issues, are you or will you have to be on dialysis?
No, no, no. I'm pretty close to remission. That's what I'm working on. Uh, I'm pretty good now. And once they found out that it was the tumor, they see my numbers are getting a lot better. So actually, from what the nephrologist and urologist is saying, it was the cancer that put me into that had me at the chronic kidney disease. So I'm pretty close to remission now. So I don't have to be on dialysis.
Next up is from my guy G's. Thanks for the super chat. Congratulations to you both. Not just survivors, but conquerors.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, G's.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And this is from Kianda. I believe that's how you pronounce it. How many grams of protein should you take every day?
Everybody is different. So I would say check on the TDEE calculator, and that would help you. That helped me.
Yeah.
Um, Let me know what I need to get in as far as protein.
Yeah. I think a quick basic way to do it is to multiply your weight by zero point 0.8, and that will give you your baseline target
Yeah,
protein for the day. Of course, you'll need more if you're doing any kind of resistance or strength training to help repair and build those muscles back up. But at a baseline, it's just at a minimum level, just
yeah,
multiply your weight in pounds by zero point 0.8.
absolutely.
And I think that is it for
Can you still
questions.
hear me, Charles?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I think that is it for questions.
All right. Great questions.
Got this. Really got this. Really enjoying this interview. Good job, guys. I want to thank everyone
Thank you.
for showing up tonight. I want to thank Gary. I do have a interview coming up next week on Tuesday, March 3rd at 6 p.m. It's already been recorded, so it's going to be a premiere. I'll be in a live chat with you guys um, to watch it. He won't be there to answer questions because of his work schedule. That's why we had to pre-record it. But I thank you all for coming out tonight. And before I go, I want to close every show with two important reminders for the men watching. First up is prostate cancer screening. Reminder that screening no longer requires a digital rectal exam. It's a simple blood test and is typically covered by your insurance. For most men, screening should begin at age 50. However, if you are a black man or if you have a family history, such as a father or a brother with prostate cancer, your screening should begin at the age of 40, at 45. But if you're a black man with family history, you should consider starting at 40 to at least get a baseline. Black men are about 80% more likely to develop prostate cancer and twice as likely to die from it, largely because it's often detected too late after it has spread. Early detection is key here, it's very critical because prostate cancer often has no symptoms until it's advanced. And as a reminder, I had zero symptoms, zero. It's affecting younger and younger people. Next up is colorectal cancer. It's affecting younger and younger people. Early detection saves lives. There's approximately one diagnosis every 25 minutes in people under 50. It is now the leading cause of cancer death in 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 that group, in that age group. Among the top 5 cancer-related deaths, it's the only one increasing in younger adults. Men are more likely to be diagnosed at a younger age and more likely to die from it. Approximately 75% of patients under 50 are diagnosed with advanced stage cancer, that is stage 3 or 4. Screening reduces mortality by up to 60%. Colon cancer is one of the most preventable cancers, but only if you get screened early. Gentlemen, take your health seriously. No one is coming to save us. We have to show up for ourselves and for each other. And remember, iron does sharpen iron. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I appreciate you all. See you next week. Thanks again.